we're back.
And deader than ever.
I'm Kelley.
I'm Tamra.
And this is
Ghoul Beans. I decided to play along because look at all the work Kelley put in. Guys, we're in a studio.
We've got the Ghoul Beans studio up and running.
The Ghoul Beanery.
And like, I don't know if they'll be able to hear that, but there's commotion.
Okay?
You okay?
This is but a corner of Kelley's house. It's deceptive.
Right? Like, it looks small and then you're in it and you're like, what?
This is a bedroom.
Right. Like, hello?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So we're sorry if it's echoing. We're still not fully set up.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's pretty fucking dope so far.
Yeah, it's not the couch.
Imagine what it's going to look like since we're not even fully set up. You know what I mean? I'm talking to you guys.
It's going to be sick.
Yeah. It's going to be so good.
And then we'll have to figure out when we have a guest, like how we're going to set that up.
Sure are.
But that's for the future.
Yes. Yes, it is. And we do have a future. And you know why? Because you guys are going to rate and like us on Spotify, on Apple, on iTunes. That's the same thing. You're going to write in and tell us ghost stories.
You're going to follow our Instagram and our TikTok, and you're going to like our shit there and repost it.
And it's going to be in the show notes. So you can, our Gmail, our links, everything. So you can see it. You'll see it on each episode. We will not stop attacking you guys.
It's also in the link tree. Like, you are capable of this.
Yeah, but we're going to make it even easier because this is part of my basement. We're not just playing around.
We're not fucking around. Like, it's painted, y'all.
So, like, just comment on something. God damn. Okay. How are you?
I'm great.
Great.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm great.
What?
I feel like, I was going to say let's like tell one crazy thing that's happened. It's been a while since we've seen each other.
Mm-hmm.
But instead I'm going to say, remember a couple episodes ago, like months ago, when we said, oh, the Saturn's done returning? I just like, no one told me that like a Scorpio moon was abound. No one told me that Saturn not returning anymore was going to be just as chaotic.
Well, it got you on the ass on the way out.
Yeah. And I thought it was different. That's me though, you know.
Yeah.
When you think you know what the universe has going for you.
You think you know? You don't know.
I didn't even have an idea.
Right.
So,
but Saturn's returning for our PA.
Yeah.
The PA I live with.
How are they doing?
It's really rough and tumble.
Really?
We are experiencing Saturn. Saturn's above us like this.
No.
Well, not above me.
And you feel it like not on you?
Yeah. I feel Saturn's shadow right next to me.
And you're almost like, oh, I love a little Saturn when she's around.
And not on me.
Yeah.
So they're going through it like in a way that is so weirdly on brand for Saturn return.
Damn. Yeah,
but
hate to see it.
I'm doing great. Life is living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. Truly.
I'm not. I feel like I don't know why she came back for me. It's something else.
Mm-hmm. We don't have time.
I was
going to say it comes back around when you're 60.
Okay, what comes right after it? I thought I was supposed to be living the high life, living my life like I was.
So Saturn return is supposed to be like the 6 months before your return, and the 6 months after your return are still, it's lingering.
She's lingering.
Yeah, she lingered.
And I love Saturn, and then you gotta respect. She's just doing her job.
Yeah. She's a neutral. She's neutral.
She is
the tower.
Oof. Oh my God. Okay, wait. Small note.
Mm-hmm.
So the Scorpio moon, it was the Scorpio moon, right? This last full moon?
Yeah.
That was like,
I think so.
Your world's gonna fall apart.
Maybe not this one, the one before it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, on the road trip, I had I have a little from Shein, a sweatshirt that says the coffee, and the number is 16. And Matt was like, "What number is that?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And he was like, I was like, I'll look it up. And it's not the tower.
What do you mean?
Is it the tower?
What
No.
number?
It's like, it's got the number. So like Major Arcana, you know how they've got the
Oh, it's
numbers?
a tarot card.
Yeah, it's a tarot card.
Okay.
I didn't explain that. It's 16. Death. And
Which is...
no, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just me. New beginnings for start. Not as bad as the tower, I might say.
I think people
Same vibe.
feel less strongly about death than they do the tower.
Right. Because the tower is like, it's going to crumble and then it's going to get better. And death is like, you know, things happen, but new things are also happening.
Sometimes the tower card has people like falling from the tower.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I've only seen that.
Yeah.
Or the tower's like on
fire. Lightning.
And it's real. Like, that's real.
Yeah.
So anyway, the trip was fine, but stuff was not great on it. And
You're gonna have an amazing trip.
Right. And I feel like a couple things happened that really were like, bam, bam. And I did my tarot cards. Second card I pulled, death card. Yeah. And like, it gets better. It was like very accurate to what I was going through and everything. Came home and I don't think I did the tarot cards, but like I was scrolling, you know, and it's like one of those videos that's like, hey, this is like showing up for you, blah, blah, blah. And literally it was like 2 cards and the first one was the death card. And I was like, I get it. No.
Right. Like you're overdoing it.
Right. This was a lot. I've worn that sweatshirt so many times, but like,
and not
this is
even
the one that I acknowledged it. And then I was like, that's funny because
I've been trying to tell you something.
Right.
Yeah. Death's been...
Hey.
Hi. How y'all doing?
Yeah, exactly. But on
and
the
you're
flip
like
side,
literally in shambles.
right. Like, why would you even ask? You already know.
Right.
But on the flip side, look at us in a Ghoulbean studio in my cool house. Like,
yes. And this is the first time Kelley and I have been reunited in months.
Yes. Reunited.
And it feels so good. The acoustics in here are crazy right now.
Yeah. I like kind of hope you guys can't hear it, but
no, like I hope you can't hear it, but I can hear it.
But trust us that it's incredible.
I just got Mariel's birthday. My PA, my fiance,
my fiance Faye.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah.
Their birthday is in June, so next month. And so I've been like getting little stuff here and there. And I got a t-shirt. It's really cute. It says angels have curls. Stop. And there's like 2 very simple, very cute, just like wings on the back. It's not like corny. It's cute.
No,
I know.
that is cute.
And they're a cherub.
Literally. Baby angel for real.
Yeah, like literally 5 feet tall, curly hair cherub.
I want to get them something this year. I feel like I never get them anything, and they deserve it. They're the light of my life, so.
Literally loose. Light.
Mama.
That's what I always say. Loose de mi vida. But I got them
Sorry,
also
I was
a
trying
set
to
of...
think of what your name meant.
It's Tree of Life.
No. Okay, what's the...
Palm tree?
Your middle
God
name.
has answered?
Yes.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
No, it's incredible.
It's really intense.
I can't remember what we were talking about. We're like, hello, God has answered.
Period. My mom gave birth and God went...
And she knew. She was like, I got you.
Yeah. The way I don't believe in God. The other gift I got, tomfoolery upstairs.
They have no respect for the beanery.
Oh my God, we need to put something in the front of this that says the Ghoul Beanery.
Up there.
We have to put sound stuff.
On the other side.
Yeah, I think so, right? Like
Yeah.
on the front.
That'd be cute.
Yeah. I mean, we could even paint it.
Why not? We can do whatever we want.
The beanery's our oyster. The world's our beanery. The other gift I got Mariel. I'm like trying to not lose it. No, it's because we haven't.
Take my medicine.
And I'm not on any. And maybe I should be.
She definitely should be.
Is a tarot card set that is like it's called the Mystic Forest, and it's different type. It's beautiful artwork, and it's Oh, I'll have to show you. It's like shamans and like healers and different like variations of them from all over. Oh my God, the Empress card. Like it's very Muriel's vibe. It looks like Puerto Rico, Africa, like
police.
rainforest.
I want to see it.
Yeah, it's really cool. And the imagery is really cool. So I got them a tarot set. They pulled their own cards.
BB.
It'd be like that. You know what I mean?
You hate it. You hate it.
You hate it.
You hate when you pull it and then you're like, well, I guess. And then you hate when it's consistent.
And I'm like, okay, so it's reading you for filth.
Right.
Should I go? Like, do you want privacy in this time?
Would you like to reflect?
Because and then they pulled mine. I'm like, none of this feels right. Like sometimes that's the thing. Some of the times it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't apply to you, and you're like, no, this doesn't make sense. Whatever. Bad day. Wasn't my day. The cards were like, no, queen.
Right. Like we're actually not talking to you.
Yeah. I needed to grab my deck, one of my decks.
That's
my Lord of the Rings deck.
I have a deck and I really like it, but I've only ever played with it a couple times. And like, I think that I really need to attune to it. I like leave it by my bed and everything.
Mm-hmm. It's just by putting it in your hands and playing with it.
My mom's deck is so spooky. It's my mom, first of all. She could touch any deck and do it.
And Judy's here. There's a lot of psychic energy in the house right now.
I know. We tried to get her on and she got nervous. But
we'll get her.
Yeah, don't you worry. She's cool. But her deck's crazy. And then Matt's, the one I got him for Christmas, which is also very cool. It's very like mystical, watery vibes. Like,
that's his vibe.
Cool.
He likes stuff like that.
Yeah, I should show you them. They're called like opaline. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But his deck was spooky accurate and like it feels like, oh yeah, I feel this. And I just feel like I need to use mine more.
My original deck is the first deck I've ever gotten was gifted from Robin.
Mm-hmm.
And it got fucked up in the flood of 24. So that's gone. But then my next deck I got for myself, and it's smaller, easier for my little hands. Mm-hmm. But it's like based off the original artwork for the tarot deck.
Oh, that's cool.
I know, and that's very my vibe, like very like the classic like regular set. And then I have a Lord of the Rings set that Kelley got me. I'm obsessed with it. Actually, the artwork is insane. Sometimes you just look at the cards.
That's so cool. Do you feel like that one like feels attuned to you?
Yeah, I really like that one.
Cool.
Because then I'm saying like the artwork is crazy because you'll pull a card and be like, oh, look, Smeagol's back there.
Yeah.
Or like there's details you didn't recognize the first time.
Yeah, that's very cool. I feel like mine does not have a great explanation. In fact, that's
essential. You need one.
And I think that's like something that turned me off from it, which maybe is why I'm not like very connected to it, is because it's very much like someone made this and it's like you can
for a higher level
you feel like it means.
No.
I'm like, well, no, there's like actually a meaning to them, and I understand that there's interpretations, but like there is a meaning.
Some people want like to be able to assign their own meaning and whatever, and like maybe that's good for maybe you have a really cool deck, but it's not like the deck.
Yeah, I think I really like the artwork. I think the book that I have doesn't feel very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it is what it is. What kind of coffee are we drinking?
We went to Calibre, which is my favorite coffee.
I wonder if I liked it.
We both got the banana bread
latte,
hot,
cold. And can I say I've had many a banana bread latte. Mm-hmm. What this one does different, first of all, fantastic. Secondly, what it does for me is that it's not necessarily super banana. It tastes like the crust on a fresh banana bread.
Yeah. No, it's
really bready.
It tastes like you're literally drinking bread, but like in a way that you like it.
But like someone made banana bread. It doesn't taste like banana bread.
No, I would think a child was like, oh, you want a banana bread latte? Okay, I'll go blend banana bread.
Yeah, very that. It's really good.
It is. So 10 out of 10. I love this coffee shop. The coffee is so strong too. Like you can see it. You can see it. Like our energy. Zing, zang, zing.
Plus we had time to kiki.
Yeah.
I don't love when we have to get right into it because then we're not warmed up.
Yeah. Agreed. So yes, 10 out of 10. We'll be going back there again.
So today, our theme for our Goyles being in Goyles, and for those of you that don't know, maybe it's been a while, Ghouls Being Ghouls is when we like pick a theme, like a word or a little phrase, and we find ghost stories surrounding that theme. And this week we're doing churches.
I found some good ones. You want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's called The Old Church, and I'm laughing because the Reddit user is dude_McGuyington.
Amazing.
When I was younger, I used to live next to this very old and rundown church. This church was one of the town's original buildings from the late 1800s. It had been remodeled a few times, but mostly the building had maintained its original design. It was a large, square, white plaster-sided building with a very short bell tower capping the top of the roof. The church had gone through several owners for various reasons, and it had also been used for several purposes while I was growing up. When I was very young, it was basically abandoned, and the kids would sometimes play in it. Pause. Simply would not be allowed. Like, if my mom found out I was playing in an abandoned church, she'd be like, do you know what the fuck you're going to bring home?
Literally. And I would not allow that as a mother. And even as a kid, I feel like my body didn't want to go play in an abandoned church.
Literally. I would have been like, no, something's wrong. But the thing is, maybe it's because I grew up in a haunted house.
Fair.
That I would have that, like, no. Because whatever I go home to is going to be 10 times worse because I was in this thing. But for you, it would just be like vibe.
Yeah, I feel like it would be like, no, this is very... Honestly, church scared me as a kid. Like, even just being there when less people... I was in choir. So we'd go practice at night. Yeah.
Catholic
church is kind of spooky in general.
I think they like that. I like that about them.
They do. They lean into it.
Mm-hmm.
They're very doom and gloom. Mm-hmm. Honestly, like, even when Matt and I were talking about it, and like, not all religions, or not all Christianity believes in purgatory. And
mine doesn't.
Like, I was like, purgatory, so I get into heaven and then I gotta like suffer for more time. They're like, you still have to suffer, you just don't have to like suffer as much.
Wait. Purgatory, is that like there's no direct admission to heaven?
Yeah, it's like you're on the wait list. And like, you gotta...
What the hell? This guy's omnipotent, omniscient, whatever, and I have to wait like in a line?
You gotta spend like years paying for your sins still. Is from what I gathered from the people around me in church. I will say I did not pay attention in Sunday school. I didn't go to Sunday school, but CCD, didn't pay attention that much in church until I was older, and then stopped going. So like...
No, this is good context.
Yeah, so like from what I learned, it's like you get in, but for however good you... Like, you're good enough to go to heaven, but you definitely probably still did bad stuff. So, like, you now have to pay for that. And it never sounded like... It didn't sound like a cash transaction.
Mm-mm.
And it didn't sound like I just gotta wait here, which is kind of what Matt was like. Oh, I thought you just waited a long time. And I was like, it sounded like it was kind of, like, painful.
So, I grew up, like, non-denominational Christian. If anything, maybe more like Protestant. And we didn't have a purgatory, didn't know about that until I started talking to people from my high school, and they were like, from my memory of purgatory, which could be completely wrong, it was like a waiting period for people who like are redeemable. Like, there's a chance of you going to heaven if you pay your debts. But I don't know what that meant. And I was like,
your debts.
Yeah.
Because they always say pay for your sins. And it's like, well, Jesus like had to straight up die. I'm already dead. What do I got to do?
So that's what Christianity, that's what, he died for everything. You just got to be like, I accept you into my heart.
Right.
All that to say, that's not for me anymore.
Right.
I grew up, literally from birth to, I think maybe 19.
Yeah.
I was going to church / like really believed in God. And then like it tapered off into nothing. For me anyway. I don't know. I feel like I've been talking about this, not to make this about strictly religion. If I converted to anything, it would be Islam. Me and Mariel have like actually talked about this, and we've been around of like a lot of Muslim people, and we're like, damn, that's way more appealing than whatever the fuck Christianity had going on to me.
Definitely like the Eastern like theologies. It's like this A makes more sense, and B is like so much more about doable. Like, yeah, like you're not just being good to get a prize. You're like being good because that is good, and it helps you, and it helps the people around you, and it helps the earth, and it helps the heavens, and it's like, oh yeah, I could do that. And then like Christianity's like,
you have to, if you don't believe in God, like how are you going to do anything good? Like why aren't you running around being evil?
oh my God,
like, what the fuck?
Catholicism's like, you're good, but you're still disgusting humans.
Yeah, a lot of shame in Catholicism.
It's really bad.
I think I told you before, but like they've done studies about like monotheistic and like polytheistic religions, and like if you live below the equator or like somewhere where it's warmer, you believe in a happier God and more than one. And then if you live in a cloudy region like the UK, like those early civilizations in like Eastern Europe are more likely to believe in a vengeful, angry God and one.
Interesting. Well, that makes sense, I guess, because like I feel like it was usually tied to like happenings around you. And,
yeah, it's like totally tied about like the harvest and weather, and like not having no vitamin D affects your mood, and like so you're like, well, obviously God's punishing me, and so and more likely
if it's not Saturn, it's gotta be God.
Well, they were like, Saturn's not real. You know what I mean? I mean, there's people right now. Oh my God, there's this girl on TikTok right now. I'm sure you guys know. It's going hyper viral because she's like, I don't believe in planets because it doesn't say that in the Bible. Oh man. Well, then you don't believe in cars or iPhones. You know what I mean?
And I don't believe in iPhones. Fuck them bitches.
Moving on. Back to the story. I forgot I was actually literally reading.
Me too. I thought we were back in the beginning part.
I was like, when should I start? I did. Might be. So there's the abandoned church that they're playing in. And he says, I never really liked being in that church. It just made me feel uncomfortable. So I would rarely go into the church even when the other kids were there. At some point, it became a night school. The teenagers that had to attend the school would say that they would see their spooky things out of the corner of their eyes or hear strange sounds when no one was talking. Very shortly after becoming a night school, they moved the school to another building. They said it was because they needed more space, but all the teens joked that it was because the teachers were frightened of the building.
Fair.
I'd be like, so I'm not going in there.
Right.
And
Happy you can continue teaching.
Yeah, from outside the building.
Really? I will teach by the moonlight.
Well, the moon doesn't. Well, never mind. After being empty for another year or so, it was rented out to a family who turned it into a house. I love the idea of living in a church as a house, but I can't because I know what will happen.
I want you to finish your story, but I have to continue this because I ask almost everyone, like, would you live in a church if it was converted into, like, would you convert an abandoned church into a house? And everyone is like, well, not everyone. It's such a cool idea. Everyone thinks it's a cool idea. Most people, which is the side I ride on, is like, it feels like something. It feels icky. It feels like it wouldn't be good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so cool in theory. Your rooms with this, like, has the giant circle stained glass. Like, so cool in theory. And yet, the idea of tearing shit down to build my own shit, and I'm in there.
Right.
Mind you, churches have traumatized people since the dawn of time. Shouldn't be controversial, y'all.
Right.
I couldn't do it.
And like,
I would love someone I know to do it.
Me too. Or we did the Airbnb, and that was definitely like the one we were looking at was definitely gonna be a church, like, or used to be a church. Mm-hmm. I used a lot of like my house used to be a church ones because that's yeah. And luckily for me, that brought me to like a Facebook group page where a bunch of people had upgraded houses, like, or churches to houses. It looks so cool. Like, I dig it, and good for you guys. Yeah. I have to assume it's haunted as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I want you to do it. I'm not spending the night.
Or maybe one night.
One night.
And I can leave at any time. And don't count on me to be there in the morning.
Right.
Okay, so after another year, it was rented out to a family who turned it into their house. The family was lower middle class, just like my family, and they rented it because it was cheap. Their living room was basically the bottom floor of the building. Since the church hadn't been remodeled into a proper house, it was just being used as one.
Okay, now that's fucked.
You ripped the pews out and put a bed?
Literally, or you kept the pews and you were just like, here's a cot?
Whoa, that's so scary. Like the pulpits right there. The Jesus.
No.
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 Even then, I didn't really like the church. It was directly attached to our yard, and I wouldn't get too close at night because it creeped me out. Despite the creepy church house, our families became fairly close in short time. They lived there, and my mom would babysit their infant for them pretty often. I was around 13 at the time and was friends with the 2 other kids who lived in the church. They would tell me they thought the church was a little creepy at night too, but nothing really interesting had happened to them. One night, my younger sister, got scared of something and woke me up. She said she heard something weird outside her window and wanted me to check it for her. Her bedroom window is on the 2nd floor and faces the church. Now, I'm not super keen on doing this, but I feel like I have to, so I do it anyway. I get to her window and look outside. To my relief, I don't see anything of interest, no marks on the window, nothing outside in the yard, and no cliched branches rubbing on the window either. I begin to tell her it's fine when we both hear what sounds like a baby crying in the distance. I realize it must be the neighbor's baby and tell her not to worry about it. I just think to myself that their baby must be incredibly loud for us to hear it over there. I take another look out the window and see a woman in a red dress walking by the church window, cradling what must have been the baby. I get chills down my spine and look away quickly. I assume it was my neighbor's mom and decide it's time to go back to bed. A few months later, it's the neighbor's turn to babysit us for my mom. My sister and I have to stay the night in the creepy church with our neighbors. First of all, Mom, what the fuck?
Right.
I'm not staying here.
No.
What the hell? How old am I that I have to be babysat?
Yeah, that's fair. It was 13 in the beginning of the story. Or not in the beginning, but by the time the new people moved in.
I bet you it's that the younger sister needs babysitting and they don't trust him to do it, or that and they don't want him home alone.
Right. Sucks
Bogus.
for you.
The neighbor kids showed us around their house to make sure we knew where everything was. The 2 kids' bedrooms were upstairs next to the nursery they set up for the baby. My mom and dad's room was downstairs because it had the biggest bedroom. The kitchen and bathroom were downstairs and attached to the living room. It was an interesting layout for a house, but it was obviously still just a church with a living room set up in the main hall. We spent most of the night watching movies and cartoons, and we were successfully distracted for the majority of the evening. Eventually, it was bedtime, so we rolled out our sleeping bags and went to sleep in the living room, which is the main hall. At some point in the night, we were all woken up by the baby crying upstairs. It was annoyingly loud. We hoped the baby would just stop on its own, but after waiting a while, the neighbor kid decided it was time to wake up the parents. The mom came out of their room, wondering what was wrong, and we told her the baby was crying. She looked really confused and listened quietly for a moment and obviously heard the baby crying. Then she turned around and woke up her husband and said something to him in a frightened tone. It was dark, so we couldn't see much into their bedroom, but after a moment she came out of their bedroom holding their sleeping baby. The crying continued. Her husband comes out of the bedroom holding the broom like a baseball bat and tells us all to stay downstairs. We are terrified to go into the living room and sit on the couch and wait for him to come back. He climbs the squeaking stairs. We can still hear the baby crying, and while the baby is fast asleep, suddenly the crying stops. You can hear the husband walking around on old floorboards, creaking with every step. He yells, "Come on out, or I'll call the police." No response. After a while of creaking floorboards, he comes back downstairs and shrugs his shoulders. Probably an injured animal or something. It must have scared it away. Despite that, we spent all of the rest of the evening on the couch together. They moved away shortly after, and the church remained uninhabited for several years after that. A few years went by after the baby incident. I became friends with someone who had moved into the house across the street from the church after I had moved away. When I learned that he lived across the street, I told him I always hated that church, and he agreed. And before I could tell him my story, he told me one of his own. He told me that he had once been getting home late when he thought he heard someone yelling in the distance. He wasn't able to make out any words for sure, but he had heard someone yelling something from far away. So he started looking around, and he spotted a woman in a red dress circling the bell tower of the church, walking where there used to be a floor. His story made me shudder as I remembered the woman outside my sister's window.
That's it?
Yep. Good intro.
Good. Mine is called My House Used to Be a Church by sourlemon_1. In the early 1900s, my house was a church. Most of the people I know and who I tell my house used to be a church, they think it's cool. To be totally honest, it is sometimes. The downstairs in my house, that was the church. The 2 rooms upstairs were added, one when it was in the making to become a house. Even if my house used to be a church, a holy place, when you're here by yourself, it doesn't seem holy. See? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
My sis...
I mean, imagine. Oh, God. I just like, oh, my God. I just got sick to my stomach because, like, also imagine that you haven't been in a long time.
Right.
Like, psychologically, like, maybe, like, for me, living in a church right now, I would reopen some religious trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you're also, like,
Oh,
emotionally
sure.
entrenched and shit.
Even the smell, like, if I go
Yes.
into, like, an antique store and I smell something I'm like, this smells like a church. And, like, it really, like, brings me somewhere and not, like, my favorite place, you know?
Yep.
So the smell of the place would be enough to be like, I can't live
Mm-hmm.
here. My sister babysits, so she is mostly gone all of the time. My mother and stepfather work a lot and go shopping or hang out with friends sometimes, so I would be left at home, which I don't mind. I like the peace and quiet, but I don't like it here. My house is located by a highway, and it's surrounded by woods, and just a few miles away are meth labs and crackheads. So
Okay.
yeah, okay, great. Good
Okay,
neighbors.
work.
Yeah. So you hear loud explosions and whatever you want to call it all through the night. The police are called quite a bit because it happens so much. Oh no, the police even quit being called because it happens so much that everyone just stopped caring.
We've had another story like that where it's like they don't even respond anymore because of how many times people call, and it's like, well, what the fuck do you want me to do?
And that sucks to like live near that because then like they're gonna be slow to come over because like it's probably just the crackheads.
Mm-hmm.
And also like shouldn't they be shutting down a meth lab? I don't know. Even if this church is now a house, it still has some of what the church had. You think they would change the doors to normal looking doors, but no, it still has the original church doors, which if I was going to do that and it was like a cute small church, I'd totally leave the church doors. The downstairs is small, so I don't understand how they did the rows unless they were really small. I don't know, but the church I went to had normal size rows.
Okay.
Anyway, not the point. The point is that if this was a holy, safe, peaceful place, why does it feel like Satan is here instead? Good
Well,
question.
isn't he?
Isn't he, though? Isn't he part of that whole experience? Whenever I'm home alone, I just stay upstairs in my room watching YouTube or sleeping. I only stay upstairs because I have a feeling that someone is always downstairs waiting.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. I'll only go downstairs if I have my friend or boyfriend on the phone talking to me. If I ever leave my room when I'm home alone, I always wait for a few minutes at the top of my stairwell, seeing if I see or hear anything downstairs. Sometimes when my family leaves and I'm downstairs watching something on TV, I'll stay till I hear a noise or a knock. Once my sister was home alone. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
And she heard the doorknob rattle like someone was trying to get in. She looked outside the window and saw nobody. A story of mine, well, something but a knock instead. I didn't answer. I turned down the TV so they wouldn't hear it. All you can hear is the knocking, and soon followed by screaming, saying, "Come on, I know you're in there. Help, I'm hurt." I still refused to answer. I grabbed my phone and started texting people asking for help. Once I texted my boyfriend, he told his mom, who is in the police department in my area. She sent a few men to take a look. I waited for 5 minutes, maybe 10. I'm not really sure. But when they showed up, they found nothing. Let me just say, it rained 30 minutes beforehand, so footprints would have been seen in the mud. But no footprints, nothing. Nothing was found in my yard showing that someone was there. Now, when I told my friend that they found nothing, she thought about something that happened there before. Like a memory of my house, but I was confused. It didn't add up. The landlord said nothing had happened here. So was he lying? Is he trying to hide something, or did he witness? Paranormal memories, they don't take place unless on the day it first happened was the day it came back. Well, from what I've read.
I think what they're trying to say is like, unless it's the day of, then they don't have.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is wrong. But
Yeah, I mean, maybe for you, because you like repress it really bad, and like
right.
you're like, only when I get triggered do I. Well, yeah,
Right.
you've blocked it out.
That's like a horror movie where it's like, oh, the anniversary of this thing happened, so it'll
Mm-hmm.
happen then.
Mm-hmm.
No, I feel like a residual haunting, especially one if like someone, if that was like a whatever, a haunting that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like very easily could have been a crackhead. Sounds like.
So easily.
But I'm not going to discredit that it could have also been a ghost.
But also, like, I think we're like, this person must assume like evil or something out of crackheads,
Right.
because everything's like, well, I mean, the crackheads.
Right. I think that
Like, have you ever met a crackhead?
the fact that you don't want to go downstairs alone,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that you're sitting there waiting to hear something, the fact that you hear a bunch of stuff, like, I think it's safe to say, like, your house is not feeling safe.
Right. And maybe it's also you're exhibiting some symptoms here. There's a combination of things going on.
But yeah, I think that got a little weird at the end because I didn't understand them, but I just feel like, yeah.
That was it?
That was it?
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's it.
okay, chill.
Yeah.
So it never got resolved. You're
we
just
have
like
no idea
living
what
in
it
it.
is. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
It might have got him in the middle, and that's why they didn't finish this shit.
Literally. They're like, anyway, bye.
Okay.
Okay.
Do another one.
Okay. You want along? The second one's good.
It's also I grew up in a church.
I grew up living in a church. I told you that
You
really
went live in
down it
church.
because it scares me. This is by Confused Argentine. My family and I lived in a church for almost 30 years. To explain a bit about this, my parents met at a church, and when they got married, they were asked if they wanted to be the custodians of the church and live in the pastor's quarters above the church, since they didn't have any other place to live, being young and poor. They accepted. The layout of the building was more or less like this. You would come through the front door of the church from the street, walk through the middle of the church, and go to the back where there was a door and a set of stairs going into the pastor's quarters. It was a tiny one-bedroom apartment where the 5 of us shared that one bedroom. My parents had 3 kids, including me, and we had 2 dogs by the time I was a teenager. And you're still in a one-bedroom above a church?
You must, I mean, people in those situations spend a lot of time not at home,
That's fair.
is what happens.
Yeah. There was always weird activity going on in the building for as long as I can remember. All 5 of us experienced either separately or collectively paranormal activity, such as hearing steps walking towards us, voices and noises, a dark presence that made us feel tense and cold, etc.
Okay.
You know, just etc.
The presence
That dark
is what
presence.
I got caught up on.
Yeah. One night, my dad was away. He would travel sometimes for work. Classic. And we were having dinner with my mom and brothers. Suddenly, we hear slow steps coming up the stairs that led to the church downstairs.
No.
The steps sounded like high heels from a woman. Very slowly, it walked up the stairs, walked into our kitchen, dining, living room area, passing behind us, and leading into our bedroom. We all froze and looked at each other.
I have goosebumps.
And my mother asked if we'd heard
Look at my
that.
arm.
No, I know.
Ooh.
My mother asked us if we had heard that. We nodded. My oldest brother, to keep us calm, and him being the most rational out of all of us, grabbed a knife and decided to look through the apartment and through the church. Of course, he didn't find anything, and it helped lighten the mood since my other brother and I were younger. Another time, I came home from buying groceries with my mom and found my middle brother crying in a corner, terrified. He said he was playing on the computer when he heard steps coming towards him. Another time, I heard voices in the middle of the night coming from the church. I was in bed and I couldn't move. I felt like a presence was staring at me from the laundry room. This makes sense since there were 2 windows that sort of connected the terrace to our bedroom. I later asked my brother if he had been downstairs in the church talking with someone, and he said he had been away all night. The days of most activity were Thursdays, since those were praying days at the church. I hate that.
Praying days.
I hate that there's like a thing you
Designated.
can count on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like that's so messed up.
I'm sitting out in the front waiting for prayer to be over.
They would also do funerals there. And a lady once happened to die during service and brought back to life through CPR. What I mean is lots of spiritual activity in that place. My middle brother would always have the weirdest dreams, and we would all experience sleep paralysis quite regularly. One night, I was at a friend's birthday party at a bar, and my mom calls me completely terrified, asking me if I could come home because she was all alone and she heard someone run up the stairs to our apartment.
No.
And had turned on a temporary light that had a timer, which would light up the church for about 30 seconds so you could walk through it without having to turn on all the lights. She was hysterical.
I'm not joking. My nightmare scenario.
Oh, 100%. Are you kidding me? Someone ran up the stairs. A ghost turned on the 30-second timer and sprinted up your stairs.
No, she turned on the light.
Oh.
Right?
Okay, wait.
The lady, the mom turned the light on, I think.
She heard someone run up the stairs and had turned on. Oh, maybe.
She heard and she clicked it real quick or whatever.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
So you only have 30 seconds to like assess.
No.
Bitch, do you know the way I would be in Nebraska by the time the lights turned back down? Like I'd have the jets on, feet cut up type shit.
I would quite literally jump off the balcony.
Bolt
no,
type shit.
I would hurtle it off the balcony.
I'm breaking an ankle. I don't give a fuck.
No.
I can't be. What are you talking about? Running up the stairs? There are people who are like waiting for the light to turn back off to defend themselves.
Who? They're like, okay, I've got 30 seconds to prepare myself for the absolute darkness that's going to kick my ass. No.
Yeah, there's people who like, that's where their mind goes. I think one of them lives upstairs.
Slamming the door. Why is the door open? The door never opens. I'm not looking into the church.
Nope.
I hear that. I'm out the window. I'm out the window.
Well, actually, I say that I would Usain Bolt like Sha'Carri Richardson. I'd pass out. I'd shit and pass out. There's no like.
Okay, now that we're like being honest about things, I would die.
Right. That's what we said earlier. Like, if I'm alive, my body failed me. Like everything. That's what Sheila said, and it has stayed with me because I'm like, all signs point to like instant heart attack, like die. Sure, of course, because I can't run through that thing. First of all, I know I can't do it in 30 seconds. Second of all, like you could if you come on now. If you had that kind of adrenaline going,
you're gonna run and you're immediately gonna feel whatever it is chase you.
Yeah, but I'd rather do it with light on. Because it's going to chase you in the dark.
Oh, don't even... Because it's going to chase you in the dark. That's the last words I hear before I die.
You see? You see? Running up the stairs, at least the mom had the wherewithal to, like, turn the light on, even if it's just the 30-second.
Do you think she, like, was already at the stairs with the door open and all of a sudden she heard the running?
That's what I pictured. Like, she's at the stairs and she turns and then she has to turn the light on.
No. I can't. I cannot. Let's read more. My mom would always anoint the apartment and the stairs, trying to keep whatever those things were at bay.
Anoint.
My mom always experienced the worst things. She always had the sixth sense. She felt things touching her or whispering on her ear at night.
Hello? What if we heard something right now?
Hello? I'm dead. No, don't do that. This apartment feels nice. What?
I agree. I mean, there's a vibe in the basement for sure.
Really? I feel chill in the basement.
Oh, that's good. Then as long as you feel chill, then that's all you need.
Really?
Yeah.
You feel a vibe in the basement? Is it
from that side?
That's fair. I feel like I haven't worked on that side enough. I haven't given it enough love.
Oh, true. Actually, that's literally true.
Yeah. But I hear you.
I wish I didn't, but I hear you.
Would have loved to not hear that, but... When we finally moved after 28 years of living there, I was 20 at the time, we never experienced that level of activity again. The new pastors decided to move in and take the apartment. They only lasted a month. They asked my mom if we had ever felt any presence in there or that somebody touched us or even you couldn't see anyone. And my mom's response to him was, "Oh, you already felt them, huh? We lived with them for years." Ma'am? Why wouldn't you tell me that before, you bitch? What?
This is another case of like your realtor doing you bogus.
Yes.
That's why, like, if you guys followed our Instagram, ghouls.podcast, I have one of my posts is like a for rent sign, but it says not haunted. Like, come on. Even though I still feel sensitive to paranormal things, I've never experienced the panic I felt in that place. Right. Definitely a portal to another dimension or something. Right.
There's many more experiences I haven't written in here, like seeing a black dog running past me when walking through the church, or my dogs barking at random walls. I've never posted online, but I figure you guys would appreciate some real stories. I swear these are all true. Edit. Just felt I wanted to add this. One time I was alone at night and I was 20, right before we moved. I made the horrible mistake of smoking pot at the terrace.
Nightmare scenario.
Never had done it before since we were raised hardcore Christians, and smoking pot in the church premises was like blasphemy, really. Then I went into the bedroom. Don't know why I thought that was a good idea. All my senses heightened and felt like I could hear whispers all over. Steps, and like the whole place was closing in on me. I became hyper aware of the presence there. I had to call my friend and ask her if I could sleep at her place. Could have been that I was already conditioned by the pot, but still, worst feeling ever. You have to understand that most of the time it wasn't even that things were happening, but the feeling that someone was constantly watching you, and that feeling would freeze us.
That's happening. Like,
right.
Nothing's happening. I just like feel like I can't be myself in my own home because I'm being consistently watched. Like, that's happening.
Right. That's like a thing.
But people will be like, well, I'm not being physically harmed.
Right. Like, no one's like singing at night. And it's like, well,
except that one time. But the thing is, you and I are not of the mindset of like only physical harm being the indicator of entities.
Right. I feel like, honestly, if you're at physical harm, it's too late for you, baby.
Gone, yeah. You and I operate from like a vibe-based standpoint.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to move an inch every time I felt it. When we moved the second or third night, I had this dream where I was again in that bedroom and the dark entity lifted me up from the floor and started to choke me, and my dog was barking next to me. And suddenly my dog was being lifted from the ground with his legs forward.
Hello?
I woke up speaking prayers and went to wake up my mom scared. She told me my dad had woken up the same way, screaming, rebuking, and praying just 15 minutes earlier. I remember it was like the last attempt of the entities to get us. After that, it all stopped.
Oh. Okay. This one's called Church Trip by Reddit user. It's a period. That's all it is. Trip. 5 years ago, this was 3 years ago, I went on a trip with my church to this place on the outskirts of Pittsburgh. I was excited to be with my friends and never expected anything to happen. Before this trip, I was not a believer in ghosts, and I thought the idea was cool, but also thought it was unrealistic. Here's some background. We stayed in this old church building that was odd looking and gave off bad vibes from the start. I'm not 100% on what the name of the church was, but it was torn up and the bathrooms were gross. On the first night we stayed over, me and my 3 friends got our own room. Usually you don't get your own room if you're under 18. We were about 15 or 16 at the time with no leader in the room. Oh, God. Up to some tomfoolery. Mm-hmm. So we stayed up late and broke the rules, as most kids do. On the first night, we left the window open because it was hot, and we saw something weird. There was someone looking up at us from the outside of the parking lot. Keep in mind, it was 2 a.m. or so. Nightmare. We looked down and began speaking to this thing, but we received no response and it didn't move. So my friends grabbed their iPhone and shined the flashlight, and we discovered something. No face.
Oh, you discovered something. You said it like it was like, oh, and then we learned one little fact. Like, ma'am?
Well, I mean, you found out because you done fucked around. I thought I was dreaming. As soon as we flashed the light, it disappeared. We were confused and began talking to people the next day. There was a legend of a ghost named Molly. We all thought it was a joke and dismissed it, and we concluded it was all in our heads, and that made me feel better. Yeah, I fucking imagine.
Oh, it was just all in my head. I feel so much better now.
Oh, Molly.
I didn't even think that was an option. That's my bad.
She's chill. So, she doesn't have any face.
Chill. We have to assume that she's chill.
So we forgot about it for a few days.
Could not be me. I'd think about it every day for the rest of my life.
Yep.
I'm going to think about this story for a long time.
Yep. Don't let me see somebody in a parking lot at night. I'm going to be like, Molly? My friend said they heard...
It turns to you.
How would you know? Like, does it have hair?
I don't
know. My friend said they heard weird noises 2 days later in the morning, but never really described it. I mean, it could have been. Or it could have been like a... like scary. Imagine in your ear.
It could have been like a...
the...
Ew. Could have been anything. Could have been like a duck honking.
Yeah. Wait. It could have been
Oh my
that.
God.
Do you not know I could do that? You knew. Whoa. It could have been that.
That honestly scary. That was scary.
It just sounds like a bitch. I don't know what Molly was about, so could have been.
No, we don't know. We can't read her face.
And then something happened.
Oh no.
We all stayed up late again that night. Our door was sealed and locked when it randomly swung open with force. And my friend, let's call him T, jokingly said, Molly is a bitch.
No, girl.
Because he thought the story was a lie. We were getting messed with by someone. 5 seconds later, the door slammed shut and it was loud. We freaked out as it began to open again and we ran out the room. Context, the hallway lights were on and nobody else saw it from outside the room.
Ew.
We sprinted downstairs and ran into this lady. She woke because she sensed something and we found out this lady did exorcists. She performed exorcisms.
And she sensed something.
Yep.
This would be the worst news of my life.
It's like that meme of that lady who's like, like that would be like, sorry?
I'm so sorry.
We put a Bible underneath our door and did something else. I forgot whatever it was to keep us safe, which she advised. It's a night I'll never forget. And the other people saw stuff, so we didn't feel as alone or crazy. Not 100% what we saw still. It creeps me out even today. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a bad one. I didn't like it.
Hated that.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay.
Sorry. This is by Elia Yam 21. I lived in an old nunnery.
No. That's one of mine.
Okay, you want that one?
No. You have it.
No.
Have it.
I haven't read through it fully.
Girl, me either.
I'm
I'm positive.
I got more.
Me too.
Okay.
I'm positive.
Well, hey, this has got to be a good one if we both picked it.
I know.
I'm scared. Hi, everyone. So a bit of backstory first. I've experienced paranormal things since I was very young and have many stories, but this one sticks out to me the most. In 2012, my family moved to a new town and rented a very old house that we later discovered had been converted from a nunnery. It has 2 stories with a very creepy staircase and a horrific attic I would refuse to enter. The house had a total of 10 bedrooms, 5 downstairs and 5 upstairs.
Sorry. Wait.
That's an insane amount of bedrooms.
So opposite problem of this last one that you had.
Correct.
That's too many bedrooms.
That's way too many bedrooms.
I actually think that's too many rooms for a house. Like too many bedrooms.
Yeah, I agree. It's like when you get to like the $1 million mansions and it's like they still have 5 bedrooms, but all of a sudden they have 15 bathrooms. And it's like, why? This is too many.
There's not... All the people in this house couldn't fill the bathrooms. Like
100%.
And it's wasteful. But I think 10 bedrooms, like you're asking for some weird shit. Like it's a little egregious with the, are they open concept?
Right.
Like the corners and doors and shit?
Yeah. I don't think so. Okay. And I
Okay.
feel like every movie I've seen with nuns, they're in like a bunk situation. There's a lot of room. There's a lot of beds in one room.
A bunk?
You know what I mean? Like not bunks, but like a large.
kind of, actually.
Yeah. It was 2 stories. Oh, I already said that.
Mm-hmm.
My family is a total of 7, and us kids never really had our own room, so we were all excited. Well, it's kind of like perfect for them. They like almost don't have enough.
What the fuck?
So my 3 younger siblings lived downstairs with my parents, and my sister and I lived upstairs alone.
Spooky.
This house always had strange things happening. A noise here, a thud there, but nothing compared to the physical and mental drain I personally experienced. I did lose time in that house, and I'm often reminded of things I don't remember ever happening. My mother believes I was possessed. Terrifying. Terrible. A nunnery? They were just having a good time.
You know what, though? I don't know what kind of nunnery this was. Were some of these nuns forced to be there that didn't want to be?
True.
Or is it all like women who wanted to become sisters of God?
I don't know.
Actually, they're married to God.
Polygamists. Experience 1. The closet. In my room, I only had my bed, a dresser, and a small closet with those little sliding doors barely big enough to fit a few hanging clothes. I mean, there were other bedrooms to choose from. Like, a lot.
I don't know if she has seniority.
When we first moved in, I immediately felt uneasy about the room, but brushed it off. To me, just being nervous about starting in a new place. I unpacked, again, you had other options, and began putting away my clothes. As I was hanging, I began to hear faint breathing sounds from within the closet.
Oh, that I was talking about earlier.
Almost as if someone was panting or hyperventilating. I almost just threw up. I have to tell you. The vomit came up my throat. You're putting away your clothes and you hear...
Yeah. That's too much. Girl. Once again, like,
you know, my stupid ass would like go into the, like, I'd throw my hand into the closet and do that.
Because you're like, it fights against your instinct in nature. Like, you have to find out where it's coming from.
I have to make sure that's not a human panting.
I actually think, oh yeah. Well, I think actually you're checking to see that there's a reasonable explanation for this.
Fair.
And then if it's not, you're like, human.
Although I've never been in that situation and I never want to, but like, what if, I don't know. What if
it was a person?
What if it was a person? I'm dead. Either way, I'm dead. They kill me or I die. If it's not a person, if you hear...
If it's a person, you have no choice. You have to fight.
Hyperventilating, I don't know. That's the type of breathing, like, you know there's no one in that closet. Your brain knows that. I don't know that I would shove my hand in there.
I mean, how loud is it? Can you hear it from outside the closet doors? What's the scariest? Wait, what is it?
It's a small ass closet.
Right, with the sliding little thing.
They're putting their clothes away.
Clothes can barely fit in there.
Clothes can barely fit. They're putting their 3 dresses up. And they hear panting and or hyperventilating.
Panting is insane. Yeah.
Like, when did it start? Was it happening the whole time? And then you get closer to the closet?
I mean, but we're also, like, women. I mean, what if it's a deep, like...
Yeah. I mean, any panting I'm not comfortable with. And that's a general rule about me.
I'm like... I mean, if it's so skinny that it's like... I mean, it's giving, like, the... what's that guy's name? Like, the cardinal or something? Or the pope? Mm-hmm. What's the guy? The priest. His little quarters where they put his little shit in there. It's only, like, 2 outfits.
Oh,
it's giving that... No, I would.
You know no one's in there.
Yeah, you know no one's in there. I wouldn't.
Just like you let go of the hanger, and you're like,
and you run.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
And you're
Our
like,
God is an awesome God. Right? Like, very that. You're starting to hit like the hymns,
right? Because me and the sisters know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
I love that this place was a nunnery. I don't think it's creepy at all.
In fact, I may become one.
I respect the decision.
Is it?
And you're right. I have no fucking clue, dude. Is it still recording?
Yep.
Okay. I chalked it up to the wind outside.
Me as fuck.
Continued. Never. Couldn't be me. It could
you
be
have to
the
live
wind
there.
outside. And I would be like, I know that wasn't the fucking wind.
Right.
And continued. As I went to hang up more clothes, I feel...
What? Is it a cold hand? Touch her hand.
I'm gonna throw up. Like,
stop. Hurry up. The way we both pick this.
No.
I'm gripping the intestines from the inside.
I feel like I don't need Botox because the feeling in my face will keep my face frozen like this forever. As I went to hang up some more clothes, I feel a not hard but firm tug on my ankle that gets me off balance enough to drop my clothes. On your ankle, girl?
My eyes are watering.
They were distracting you up high and they got you down low.
Mm-hmm. They were panting because they were nervous about grabbing you.
They're like, I got to time it perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw up.
Bitch.
Girl,
that's how quick it was. And it wasn't that
you.
hard.
She drops her clothes.
Mm-mm.
I look around to see what grabbed me, but nothing. At this point, I'm hyper aware of the breathing still coming from the closet and start to feel sick. You're starting right now. We're insane.
Different inherently.
I get up to go downstairs for a small break, and I shit you not, as I was lifting my body off the ground, I glance into the closet and see 2 glowing sets of yellow eyes looking at me.
Sick.
I later on began to refer to this entity as the Shadow Man.
Okay.
Experience number 2, the scripture room. Most of the activity happens upstairs. My theory is because we had so much empty space up there, like you were saying. One room upstairs I felt the most at peace, though, was the room I called the scripture room, because the walls had scriptures written in them. When we first learned about this, my stepdad tried painting over them, but the writing would always reappear, as if it was burned into the paint.
Tea.
After several tries, my parents gave up trying to hide the writing and would keep the door shut. I just feel like, did you not look at this house before you bought it?
Sometimes if you're desperate and you need to move out, you don't. That happens to people all the time.
I would often sneak into this room and read my books or do my homework in there. I'm not sure why.
Sneak.
But I enjoyed the energy in this room. Almost grandmotherly. I mean, it's got the scriptures. It's probably the one safe room in the house.
Right. I'd get scary style and writing those on my body and shit.
Experience number 3, possible possession. Along with my sister's room, the scripture room, and mine were 2 other ones. They were almost always empty, but we did use one for storage and to iron our clothes upstairs for school. Now, I've suffered from sleep paralysis for a long time. However, it's never an enjoyable time. You know, I believe you. We lived in this house for about a year, and after some time, I began to become more and more secluded, refusing to leave my room, lashing out in anger, and feeling sick at any mention of religion.
Lit.
I also began sleepwalking. This next story is told from my sister's point of view.
No. And actually, no.
And thanks for joining
and spilling.
Her name has been changed to Paige. One night, Paige heard me talking a lot in my sleep. Kind of normal for me since I sometimes talk in my sleep. But she couldn't understand a word I was saying. Paige had been used to my sleep talking because we shared a room for years, but this wasn't normal. She said I sound like I was speaking a different language and that someone else was responding to me.
Lit.
She then hears me start walking around my room, my door creaking open and me pacing back and forth in the hallway muttering. Then I stop. It's silent. So gathering her courage, she gets up and opens her door slowly to check if I'd gone back to bed.
I'm gonna pee.
She turns on the hall light and begins to check the rooms, starting with mine. Empty. The scripture room. Empty. Storage. Empty. And finally, the one room we don't use because the lights have never worked.
No.
And Paige, you're a brave girl. You could go splunking. You could go look for missing people in the woods.
You could airlift people out of dangerous situations.
The way
You're God's strongest soldier.
Truly.
The way she would be dead in that room before I went to go get her.
The way I'd hear my sister walking around and I'd be like, oh, what an annoying person, and at this hour, and turn over and put a pillow over my head. Because you know Paige is feeling stuff too.
I would turn on all the lights and start screaming for my mom. Because an adult has to deal with the situation. I'm not fucking going in there.
Hell no.
What is up with everybody being so brave?
It's not me. Maybe that's why we chose these stories.
Yep.
We were like, someone out there can do it, and it's not us.
I'm grateful it doesn't have to be me.
She peeks her head in, and there I am sitting in the center of the floor with a dazed look over my face, muttering to myself.
Sick.
She tried to coax me in to get up and go back to bed, but nothing. She then begins to try and walk into the room, and my head snaps in her direction, full of anger, and I start to scream. This happens for a split second before I snap out of my trance and fall back, lying down on the floor, back to sleep. Paige booked it the fuck out of there and slept on the couch downstairs from the day forward till we moved out a few months later. I have so many stories. Let me know if y'all are interested in more.
Girl, she's really nice because I would have killed her. Like, I would have thought, like, it would have been like, it's her time, I guess.
I guess I have to be the one to do it.
Yeah, you waited for me to come find you.
Fair.
Because whatever's in you, no shade, knows what they're doing.
Right.
And it can feel like, in my mind's eye, whatever's possessed you is like trying to get the next one. You know
fair.
What I mean? 'Cause you can't be in one host forever.
And so, yeah, it's like, and I'm sorry this had to happen this way.
Paigey. Mm-hmm.
The breathing in the closet.
First of all, this is not relatable. It's never relatable because it wouldn't happen to me.
I'd be like, wow, Paige, that's crazy. You know, that room in there, so much better. And it does sound like from the other bedrooms upstairs, there weren't other ones to choose from.
Girl, I'm finding my favorite sibling and we're going to bunk together. Shit, I'm finding the least favorite.
Right.
I don't care.
Mom, Dad, hello.
Yep.
100%.
Oh my God. I just had a full cycle of, you just gritted your teeth because you got scared.
Yeah.
I had a whole cycle of thoughts where I'm like, okay, I would go sleep on the floor in my parents' room, but imagine having to look under the bed.
I thought the exact same thing.
I can't sleep under there because under the bed's going to get me.
100%. Scooch over, Mom.
Yeah.
You bought this fucking house. You go to the scripture room.
Girl, I'm wedging in between my mom and dad. I don't care if I'm grown. What the hell?
You day one.
I'm
You're
making a
putting your
swap.
clothes away.
In your broom closet clothing space.
And you hear that and you're like,
like,
and then you're like, okay, I'll pretend that wasn't happening.
yep. Like, I can't.
What is that noise?
I don't know. I think it's the water heater. We're talking about the noise outside these curtains. You don't even know what's going on in this room.
You don't even know what's behind you.
Nope.
What's behind you? Just kidding. Okay. If you guys have ever been in someone's home and it was a church, write in and let us know at
ghoulebeanspodcast@gmail.com. If you've experienced any hauntings in general, if you have any coffee you want us to try, if you have any comments or suggestions.
Oh, and if you want to you can send us a flippin' voice note. You don't have to email it. Send us a voice note.
fuck
Send
it.
us whatever. If you want to, we'll play it. You just gotta send it.
If you want us to. If you don't want.
They're doing shit up
Yeah.
there.
They're reconstructing the top floor.
But yeah,
I hope you like the stew.
Yeah.
The ghoul beanery.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.
And spilling
The Ghoul
beans.
Beans.